Welcome to Belgium, or is it the Netherlands? Today, we're exploring the complicated history of Baarle-Nassau and Baarle-Hertog and exploring the odd quirks of daily living in a Belgian exclave in the Netherlands. So let's talk about how we got here.
We took a 40-minute bus from Breda.
Let's talk about how the town got here. Baarle's origins date back to the 12th century. To make a very long story short, at the end of the 12th century, the Duke of Brabant transferred some land to the Lord of Breda in exchange for protection.
Pedro offers you his protection.
And in time, that land became the Netherlands, while the land that the Duke of Brabant kept became Belgium. During the first few decades of the 19th century, Belgium and the Netherlands were one. But in 1830, Belgium declared independence from the Netherlands. Now, there's about 7,000 residents that live here, and there's a lot more to talk about when it comes to everyday life living here, so let's take a look around.
We're on a street right now. I'm standing in the middle of the street, and I'm actually at the border of Belgium and the Netherlands, because on this side, they've got Dutch address signs, and on this side, they've got Belgian address signs. And the pole over here has the Belgian flag on it. And on that same street, now we've come to a point where if I go any further, I'm in Belgium too. So the Netherlands was just this strip on the side of the street.
I'm trying to figure it out on Google Maps, and it's very confusing. This town has 2 city halls, 2 police stations, and the ability to send mail from either PostNL or bpost.
So while it's not super common for the borders to get redrawn, it is possible that you could go to bed in Belgium one night and wake up in the Netherlands without even moving your house. We'll actually share a story with you about that later on. And we're not really sure what the purpose of this is, other than making it really easy for us to figure out when we're in Belgium and in the Netherlands. So if you know if there's any actual purpose to these border lines, let us know in the comments.
This sculpture pays homage to what used to be a pretty big business in this area, smuggling. So there's this thing called the Butter Wars, where butter used to be really expensive in Belgium and kind of cheap in the Netherlands because they preferred margarine. And this area used to be the perfect place to smuggle butter from one country to the other. Good job.
I love butter.
Got a sack full of butter.
Yeah. It's a real butter bag. I know you're all wondering, and the answer is I'm still on T-Mobile NL even though I'm on the Belgian side of Baarle-Nassau.
How does it work?
I bet you that you just have a cell phone service based on the address that you have. So some people here have Belgian cell phone service, and some people here have Dutch cell phone service. Mm-hmm. And the cell phone companies probably just have towers nearby. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's really weird.
I mean, you're home internet would be based on your home. You have a Belgian telecom company versus a Dutch one.
Yeah.
It's so complicated. And we're back. We're home.
Yeah, we're back in the Netherlands.
So we're at this border crossing here, and you can just see this person's driveway is just diagonal. The 2 property lines are just completely curved based on the border of the country.
Very intentional.
Very intentional. It's so interesting. Just not that interested.
Huh?
There's a Belgian road sign. There's a Dutch road sign.
And if you thought we couldn't incorporate food into this video, you're wrong. We are at Het Smokkelbroodje, which translates in English to the contraband sandwich. And this place is really highly reviewed, and they have lots of border and smuggling themed sandwiches. So we got 2 of them. We got the Broodje Nassau.
Can you guess what the other one is?
And the Broodje Hertog. We are representing both sides today. Before we get to the sandwiches, let's talk about some other oddities that would come up in daily life here. There were some restaurants that were actually split down the center by the border. And A while back, the Dutch made a rule that restaurants had to close at a certain hour. So those restaurants actually had to move their patrons who were eating on the Dutch side over to the Belgian side after that hour because they would technically need to close one side of the restaurant. Very strange. So I am digging into the Nassau, which has pork, barbecue sauce. I think there's a little bit of mayonnaise in there and iceberg lettuce.
Do you think it's Netherlands mayonnaise or Belgian mayonnaise?
Because they have both here.
They do.
And we're hoping that they had frites so we could order them and compare, but they don't. This is very good. The barbecue sauce or the mayonnaise is really, really tangy. And I don't know, it's a very simple sandwich, but it's got a lot of flavor.
Does it represent the Netherlands?
Yeah, why not?
All right, so let's take a look at the Hertog. This looks like it's tuna salad, and it's got tomatoes that look really good, sliced egg, and then lettuce, and then also some sort of I think it's a garlic sauce? A carrot sauce.
I just saw orange.
It's a garlic sauce. There is mayonnaise on this too for the tuna. I'm assuming it's Belgian mayonnaise. I am not super enthusiastic about this sandwich. I think I wanted Michelle's more, but we had to try both. And I guess I'm taking one for the team today. There's nothing really like popping out at me about this, but the garlic sauce is a really fun and interesting addition to a tuna salad sandwich. I don't know why this is Belgium though. Is tuna native to Belgium? I have to say that by sandwich standards, I'm gonna have to go with the Broodje Nassau. Not to be controversial. I mistakenly said that the sandwich had tuna salad on it, but it was actually just shredded chicken and potato salad. So we regret the error. But I am really feeling some dessert. What about you?
Let's get ice cream. Whoa.
It's sunny.
So bright. Not that we're complaining.
Yeah, it's actually really, really nice today. And as a result of that,
we got some ice cream at Isolan de Talian.
Yes, and it was poppin', because it is a Sunday, and again, it is very sunny today. Probably one of the sunniest days so far this year.
Yeah, good thing I'm wearing sunscreen.
Don't look at the sun.
Why? No, you're just not supposed to look at a solar eclipse.
No, you're not supposed to look directly at the sun.
One thing we were talking about when we were doing the research, coming here, you want to give it a little try?
Tastes like a popsicle.
So when we were doing the research before we came here, one thing that he asked me was about the Schengen area and what this area was like before there basically like weren't official border crossings. And I looked it up and the answer is they definitely did have border patrol here, and you did have to cross over and show ID and things like that before you move from one place to another. Once you're in the city, you can move around, but you had to pass through border control on like the main arteries into the city.
Gotcha. So you could walk around and pass through the borders in the city all day long, but getting into the city required a border check.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah. But that all went away in 1995.
Oh man, I can't wait to fact check that.
Hang on.
When was the Schengen area started?
No, let's fact check it in real time. Ha ha ha! I'm right, 1995.
All right, we still have a couple more stops today before we wrap up.
But first we're gonna eat our ice cream.
First we're gonna eat our ice cream. So stay tuned.
Because of the way the border lines are drawn, it's no surprise that it splits a lot of houses around here right down the middle. So the government came up with a way to decide which country you're in. And it's based on where your front door is. So if your front door is on the Netherlands side, you're in the Netherlands. However, there is one house where the front door is split right down the middle.
Like a butt.
So because of that butt crack, the government let this house and the homeowners decide which country they wanted to live in. And in most cases, they would pick Belgium because the taxes are cheaper. However, this house, they picked both. So they technically have two addresses, and I have a lot of questions for them. Like, how do you pay your taxes? Which T-Mobile service do you have? It's very popular. Like, there's so many people out in front. I feel like we should take a picture in front of it. Welcome to the migrating house. Like we mentioned, on occasion, borders do change. And this is an example where the border shifted over the owner of this home's front door, pushing her into the Netherlands. But she wanted to stay in Belgium. So they ended up swapping the window with the door so her front door could stay in Belgium. Over here. Not over there. Over here. Hey. Here.
Oh. There's the door.
That's the door.
Oh, there's the door.
That's the door.
They swapped. There's the border. So they took the door, which was originally on the right, and they moved it to the left. Not this. This. And then over here on the Dutch side, interestingly, there's just no doorknob.
Welcome to the milk factory that was at the center of the butter wars, or just like in general, the dairy and expensive item wars. This was a milk co-op that worked with both Belgian and Dutch farmers. So what happened was the prices on the Dutch side went down and the prices on the Belgian side went up. And of course, the farmers wanted to be paid out the Belgian price, but the factory only wanted to pay them for the Dutch price because it was a lot lower. There was a lot of controversy that ensued, and this really kicked off the smuggling that happened between the two cities and the two countries. Smuggling out butter and sugar.
Milk factory.
And the milk.
I know you're all wondering, what's the inside of a grocery store like? And it seems like all the grocery stores here on the Dutch side, which is interesting. And this Albert Heijn only had a very, very small section of Belgian things.
Yeah, it was like 1/6 of a shelf.
Yes, and they did not have any of the things that we would expect in a Belgian grocery store in the chip or candy variety.
Yeah, or the medicine.
Or the medicine. And I also want to note the Fanta was the Dutch Fanta, which is the one with the sucralose, not the full 100% sugar Fanta that they offer in Belgium.
Yeah,
Belgian.
In
Belgium. And I think that about concludes our time here in Baarle-Nassau / Baarle-Hertog today. This was probably the most nerdy vlog that we've done, but I honestly was probably most excited about doing this vlog.
Yeah, we've been talking for like a couple of weeks about how excited we were for today.
We used to play a lot of GeoGuessr, and this is just like very much something that we would geek out about.
Yeah.
I thought the city definitely lived up to the hype if you're a nerd like we are. There's lots of really, I mean, they make it very obvious where the border crossings are. There's really interesting stories to tell in this city. And I mean, there's good food, good ice cream.
Beautiful architecture.
It helped that today was a gorgeous sunny day.
Everyone's out.
Yes. If you ever find yourself in like Breda or Tilburg, we highly recommend taking the bus to go see Baarle-Nassau, Baarle-Hertog, because it is definitely worth it.
100%.
It's such an easy city to walk around too.
Yeah, once you get here, it's great.
Yeah. Even getting here wasn't that hard.
No, it really wasn't. No. We want to thank you for joining us on this very interesting history lesson. It seems like life here has gotten a lot less complicated in the last couple of decades, but it does still seem to have its hiccups every now and then. What other odd exclaves or enclaves are in Europe that have interesting stories behind them? Let us know in the comments
Please let us know. I would love to visit them.
I would love to do this again somewhere else.
There's actually a sign here that just lists a bunch of them, so that was a little bit of a cheat sheet for us.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching.
We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.